morning, guys. It is Thursday morning. I hope everyone had a lovely Wednesday. Let's have a lovely Thursday. I'm here in my flat in Rochester. It's very cold, so I've got the heating on. I've just made myself a cup of coffee. Good morning. Alexa, good morning.
Good morning. On this day in 1755, American statesman Alexander Hamilton was born. He was famed for his work in politics, but is better known now for being the subject of the multi-award-winning musical Hamilton. He certainly didn't throw away his shot.
Alexa, what's the time, please?
Good morning, Crystal. It's 8:28 a.m.
Alexa, what's the date today?
It's Thursday, the 11th of January.
Alexa, what's the weather like?
Currently, in Rochester it's 0 degrees Celsius with clear skies and sun. Today, you can expect lots of clouds, with a high of 5 degrees and a low of 0 degrees.
Alexa, can you tell me a joke? Alexa, can you tell me a joke?
You know what a Freudian slip is, right? It's when you mean one thing and say another.
Alexa, whose birthday is it today?
Today's famous birthdays include English Association football player Jamie Vardy, Iron Mouse, American actress Kyle Richards, English television presenter Rachel Riley, and American actress Amanda Peet.
Right, guys, so it's Thursday. I'm not going anywhere today. I just thought, right, I'm going up. Yesterday I just got up and I went out. There was a bit of sunshine outside and it felt nice. And it was fairly quiet. I didn't get any problems and I enjoyed going into the shops and just having peace and being able to pick up what I wanted. I wasn't pestered by my mother as I was walking up Rochester High Street either, so it was quite peaceful actually. So yesterday evening I didn't do a video because I was tired. I was like, I just wanted to have some me time, and I just put the television on and I played games on my phone. So I like strategy games like Castles and Kingdoms and things like that. So I downloaded a game last night and I got absorbed in it before I went to bed. Like building your castle and fighting to keep it sort of thing. I did go out with Max last night at the usual time and it was freezing cold. It was painfully cold. When the cold hurts your face, hurts your fingers, and my legs were cold, and I thought, I went out with a t-shirt underneath a coat and my arms were freezing, and Max just wanted to sniff and sniff and sniff, and he'd be stood there for minutes and I was like an ice pop. So I wasn't taking notice of anything. I was just frozen, absolutely frozen. I just wanted to get indoors and that was it. So I was very pleased with my TikTok parcel yesterday, and my Crocs fit and I'm wearing them now, my slipper Crocs. It was a good day yesterday. I was on my own still, but it was good. I'd gone out, I'd got some fresh air, I'd gone into the shops, I'd seen people, and I didn't feel bad or angry. It's like somebody wants to make you angry all the time, and I know sometimes you need to release anger, but why would somebody want to make you angry all the time? Yes, I am angry about what's been done to me. And it has been awful, but I don't want to go around upsetting other people because of what's happened to me. And you know, there are some people on TikTok that scream and shout, and they think that it gets views, but you're getting views for the wrong reason. You know, I want to be recognised for helping people. I want to be recognised for cheering them up, entertaining them, and making them happy. I don't want to go around screaming, shouting, and filming myself, or other people filming me for the wrong reasons. You want to get popular for the right reasons, not negative ones. So doing stupid things in front of the camera, yes, it might get views, but do you really want to be popular in a negative way? When I was younger, yes, I can understand young people, because when I was younger, I was just the same. You get angry, you vent it out, and someone sees you doing something stupid and silly, and they've got you on camera doing it. So, you know, as you get older, you realise, you know, that's the wrong thing to do. I don't, you know, I was young once, and I remember I did stupid things, so I understand anyway. So yeah, I put the TV on, a couple of old films on, Talking Pictures, then it's A&E at night, watching people in accident and emergency on the television. I went to bed about 12 midnight. Someone's asked me this morning, how was your night, how was your sleep? I don't know why they do that. If there were any noises, I didn't hear them last night, because I had a day where I'd actually gone out and exercised myself, and I went to sleep. So if there were any noises, I didn't hear any. Anyway, it's usually at the weekends. I'm going to try that spaghetti bolognese from that newsagent's this afternoon, and I've got the sandwich still. The cupboards are full of food. It's nice to have hot soup in this weather as well, isn't it? A nice bowl of hot soup. Yeah, so last night, not any trouble at all. Came in, rubbed my hands together, put the heating on, and I went to bed at 12 at night. And I've got up this morning, I fed my two lovely cats. I fed Max, and I've made myself a lovely, it's Japanese coffee. I was given that lovely pile of stuff from Japan for Christmas, and I've eaten the Pringles, the Japanese Pringles, and I'm tasting the Japanese Nescafe coffee right now. So we'll see if that has an effect on me like those French crisps. So, Alexa, LBC Radio.
LBC London from Global Player.
600,000 people, £600,000, or £75,000 if you're part of the GLO scheme. But if you would like further compensation, you will still be allowed to go through that route as well. And we are talking to the Independent Advisory Board to see what else we can do to make sure that compensation is served quickly.
Now, before I come to your calls, let's feature some of the emails. I haven't done enough of those. An interesting one here from Ed Mann, who's in Romsey. The Post Office periodically release stamp collections that commemorate important events. I think that might be the Royal Mail, by the way, but you buy them at the Post Office. They should be compelled to release a stamp that commemorates the overturning of the sub-postmaster convictions, as this was the greatest miscarriage of justice ever seen in the UK. Mr. Mann, I think that's a smashing idea. Let's have a picture of Alan Bates and the others who campaigned so successfully. I think that would really rub it, and I genuinely think it's a great idea. The greatest miscarriage of justice ever? Well, I think victims of Hillsborough would possibly point to that, and there are some others, but yes, even the tainted blood scandal, but certainly it was absolutely appalling. Let's get to those calls. Who's been hanging on the longest? It is Nick and Barnstable. Nick, what are you going to tell me? Good morning.
Yeah, hi Nick.
Hello, sir.
I just want to know, so when the Post Office got all this money off these postmasters wrongly, one, where did that money go to? Because they accuse these
Their profits.
postmasters of being thieves.
Their profits. Or their takings.
Right.
Let's say their takings. Yeah.
Yeah, so they went bankrupt and they paid all this money back to
Yeah.
the post office.
Yeah.
Now it's been proved that they wasn't guilty. So those post office should be charged with theft. Because they took money off the postmasters for wrong. They quick enough to accuse them of theft.
Yes.
So why can't they be charged with theft? And they should have 20 years interest on top of what they took.
Well, this is, of course, what £1 billion is being set aside for. You're right. I don't know whether you'd ever successfully bring a charge of theft, but as regards to compensation, although £75,000 is a lot of money, clearly it's nothing like it's not even a starter, is it, Nick? In reality,
No, it's not. It's disgusting. And yet they're quick enough to take the money off them.
Yeah.
But they're not quick enough to pay it back.
How you would bring a charge of theft, I don't know, but you're right. This is all, of course, this ongoing public inquiry, which starts again today. My goodness, that will have far more media attention than it would have done, save for that ITV series. Yet again, you have to say, Mr. Bates versus the Post Office is making government policy. Nick, thank you. Steve in Hayes. Steve, you want to talk about a particular politician, I think. Good morning.
Yes, I did. Just about theft. There's also the crime of obtaining money under false pretenses, but that's a separate issue. Ed Davey. I don't.
Well, the one thing we must hope, must hope, is that possibly some of these lawyers and barristers are done for perjury.
Yeah.
And then they really will feel the full might of the law. Anyway, to the point you wanted to make.
Yeah, Ed Davey. I don't think you're making enough of the fact that this man, after he was no longer minister in charge of the post office, then took a consultancy role in which he obtained more than £250,000
This was in the law firm. Yes.
As an advisor to the law firm who were prosecuting these people under the so not only was he amiss in not dealing with his constituents and his regulation role as a minister in charge of the post office, he actually profited from helping the post office.
Yes. Well, he was paid by. Let's tread carefully here. He was paid for his expertise by a legal firm. Let's just put that there.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what the legal firm were engaged upon, he knew what was going on with these cases.
Well, hang on again. I'm sorry. I'm going to be really careful here. I don't think we can say that Sir Ed Davey knew what was going on. What we can say is that he was extraordinarily lax in deciding or declining to meet with Alan Bates, the campaigner, on 5 occasions because, quotes, it would serve no useful purpose. Well, I don't know about you, Steve, but normally I need to have a meeting with someone before I know whether it's going to serve a useful purpose.
Yes, but it was already in the public domain about what was going on at the post office, and surely that man knew that it was an inappropriate thing to do to get engaged with them. They took him on probably because of the experience of overseeing the post office.
Right.
Why else would you be paid over £250,000 for your consultancy soon after you've been a post office minister? It absolutely stinks. And in terms of the morality of it alone, and what I think it's absolutely. I'm amazed that more is not being said about.
Well, let me tell you, the Lib Dems say. Hold on, you must let me say this, sir. The Lib Dems say that when Sir Ed took up his consultancy with the law firm, he had no knowledge of the connection with the post office. Quotes, Ed has no knowledge that HSF, the law firm, held this account, never had any conversations about the post office or the Horizon scandal at any occasion with HSF, the law firm.
He needs to do due diligence about who he engages with as an MP.
Well, interestingly enough, as journalist Quentin Letts writes in today's Daily Mail, normally, of course, Sir Ed as quite rightly, is allowed a question as the leader of the Lib Dems after you hear from the Prime Minister at PMQs and you hear from Sir Keir Starmer. Then it falls, the ball is passed to Sir Ed Davey, but unfortunately he couldn't make it yesterday due to unforeseen circumstances. He would have had one heck of a reception. And what makes it worse is that this is a man who's called for 31 singular resignations. These are various people from Boris Johnson through to others, and also the whole entire company, boards of water companies to go. And at one point, I think every Conservative MP he called on to stand down. Where is Sir Ed Davey desperately seeking Ed, or where's Davey? We might go looking for him in Kingston later. Thanks, Steve. Abdul's in Ilford on this story. You're on the radio, Abdul. Good morning.
Good morning, Nick. Yeah, I work in IT,
and I've been following this story for a long time.
What is it you do exactly? Because that's quite a broad. Do you mind my asking?
The thing is, I'm a head of IT.
You're head of IT, okay, right.
Yeah, the thing, I'm a head of IT. And you know the stance you're taking, Nick, you need to change your stance a bit as well.
Uh-oh.
Because ITV have done a great job in terms of, because I've seen only the first episode, or the full episode. Okay, and I've been following the story for a long time.
Right.
First of all, I want to make 3 points. First point is that lady who was in charge of the post office, the CB that they removed, they shouldn't be removing the CBs. They should be putting her to jail. That's the first thing.
Yeah, well,
and I'm not lying.
hold on. What are
Okay,
you going to convict her of?
Okay, I'm going to come to that point. So can you let me finish my point?
No, I'm sorry. I have various legal requirements here. You've just called for someone to be jailed. I need to ask you on what grounds, Abdul?
Okay, I'm going to come to that point.
No, I'm sorry, sir. You're going to do it my way, all right, because this is important. You've called for a prominent public figure that they need to go to jail, all right? I'm asking you on what charge, Abdul, and if you're not prepared, then I'm afraid we're going to have to conclude this.
Right, because the point is, okay, now I'm going to get my IT expertise involved, okay, why she should go to jail.
Right.
She was head of that organization, okay? So when Fujitsu were taken as an expert witness in the cases, okay, and they were saying there's nothing wrong with the system. I work in IT, okay?
I think we've known that 5 times now that you're in IT.
Yeah, but you know, let me finish my point, okay? Let me finish my point, okay? Because IT have done a great job, Nick. You need to do a great job as well.
Okay.
Because with people like you, okay, if you don't hold these people to account, okay, I can't hold them to account.
Abdul, there's a public inquiry. There's a public
inquiry. And IT has already done half of the job, okay? Let me just finish my point. Please, hear me out, okay?
Do you work in IT?
If you have an issue, okay, you can make that legal point after I make the point, okay?
Okay.
So when these expert witnesses went to the court in front of the judge and said there's nothing wrong with our system, they knew there's something wrong with the system because up to that point they prosecuted 100 people. So the guy in 2006, when he went to the court, represented himself, the judge himself should have said, you know what, how can these people who work in village post offices, okay, 100 of them, be lying at the same time, okay? So what the judge should have said to Horizon, you know what, I want to get a separate independent IT company to check your software to make sure...
Well, the problem is it wasn't the same judge, Abdul. It wasn't one singular judge who heard all the cases.
No, that guy who went in 2006
right.
to the court,
right.
and he was convicted, okay? Yes, witness went there. And up to that point, Post Office had prosecuted 100 people, and they were all jailed, okay?
Right.
So my point is, why didn't the judge say to Horizon, you know what, I want to get separate expert witness to check your system, because how can 100 people... How can 100 people be convicted?
Okay, so just to clarify, of course, Horizon or Fujitsu wasn't represented in court, rather it was the barristers or the lawyers who prosecuted. And while you have a point, what certainly I would have thought a judge would do would be to say, well, you've made the claim that sub-postmaster Nick Ferrari has stolen £25,000. Where is the money? Show me a bank, because the post office has similar powers to the police. Show me the bank statement where Mr. Ferrari has done the money, or show me the Ferrari car he's bought himself, or the Rolex, or the luxury holiday. Where is the money? And unfortunately, no judge ever thought to do that. Abdul, thank you for your call. 8:45, we will, I promise, return to that toothbrushing initiative from the Labour Party. I guarantee you that. But we're coming back to the story of Muriel Mackay, the woman who was wrongly kidnapped back in the late 60s, and a plea from her family, please help us find the remains of our mum. We'll be speaking with a family member after this. 8:46 now, LBC News Headlines, Thomas Watts.
The public inquiry into the Post Office Horizon scandal will hear its first evidence of the year this morning. Sir Keir Starmer's told LBC he's ready to take on critics of the so-called nanny state. The government has published proposals to work towards a major expansion of nuclear power. LBC weather quite cloudy for most parts of the UK, a high of 7 degrees.
LBC travel, I'm Joanne Webb. The M4 remains closed westbound between junctions 14 at Hungerford and 15 at Swindon East. It's all down to an accident. There are lengthy delays on the approach and on the surrounding routes. The A413 in Denham remains closed in both directions up to Gerrard's Cross, and that's because of flooding. In Wimbledon, it's very busy because Wimbledon Hill Road is partially blocked in both directions after a bus was on fire. On the North Circular Road, eastbound queues to Henley's Corner, a van has broken down. There are delays back to Brent Cross, but also delays on the A1 South southbound from Hendon. On the Underground, there are severe delays on the Central Line, and there are delays on Great Northern and Thameslink services, about 15 minutes between Alexandra Palace and Welwyn Garden City.
This is LBC.
Supermarket shoppers of Britain.
Right, guys. I had a letter from my mum yesterday. Nothing on the back. No squiggle. 2 lovely Christmas stamps. All is calm, all is bright. My mum enclosed £40 in the envelope. I received this yesterday when I came back from Rochester High Street. £40 with the Queen's head on. No King Charles on the £20 note yet. 5:25 on the 8th of January 2024. Dear Ginestra, thank you for visiting me today. I really enjoyed your company. I am sending this short letter very quickly. I do hope that your foot gets better very soon, and I also look forward to you, Ginestra, coming to see me in the future. Enclosed is £40. Please let me know when you receive this. Bye for now, Mum. And that is my mum's handwriting. My mum's got very fancy handwriting. Mine is mine. Right, guys, have a great day. See you later.